Thank you so much, friends. I'm sure all across FIFA members from all across the country would have joined. I hope everyone is safe, healthy, fine. And thank you so much for joining this evening. Let me just give a brief about Dhruv. Everyone knows Dhruv Mehta. He's the chairman of Foundation of Independent Financial Advisors. He's been the most experienced, been in this business for the last, say, 30 years. He has seen so many cycles. He's a chartered accountant and a cost accountant by profession, has a wide experience. I'm sure he's going to share with us how these unprecedented times and how we wade through these uncertain times. And I hope it's going to be insightful. Initially, Dhruv will speak for around, say, 25 to 30 minutes, and then we'll have question and answers. I'll moderate the question and answers so that it becomes a little more easier. Thank you, Dhruv. Thank you, everyone. Dhruv, you can take over.
Thank you, Rupa, for those kind words. I welcome everybody to this webinar. I think the world has changed in the last 60 days in a manner in which none of us could have imagined. And I thought I would try and share my experience or my learning over the last few years in terms of how to deal with this period of uncertainty. So I have prepared a few slides. Let me try and share that with you, and then we start. So Rupa, can you see the slide?
No, we can't see your slides.
Okay.
Just try now. Just a sec, everyone can hear. I think Dhruv is setting his presentation, so you're not able to hear. Just give us 5 minutes.
तुमच्याद्वारे डायल केला गेलेला नंबर यावेळेस व्यस्त आहे. कृपया थोड्या वेळाने प्रयत्न करा. The number you have dialed is currently.
Dhruv, wait. Dhruv, you're muted. You're muted.
Rupa, can you ask Ronald how to share the screen, or are you able to share the PowerPoint? Akshata is just sent.
Okay, just send it across to me. Let me just save and I'll do it for you. Okay.
Yes, sent to you.
Okay. Okay. Fine. You carry on and I'll just join back and you carry on.
Hmm.
True, I'll do it.
Yeah. So, okay, friends, I hope everybody can hear me. I will start with my talk. I had some slides, but maybe I'm not able to put them up. So let me start. I will start with, how the topic is how to navigate in uncertain times. And I will start with my my own personal experience. Many years back when I was young, I was a teenager that time. I just learned driving, and I was traveling to Mahabaleshwar by car with a friend, me and my wife and another couple. We were four of us driving in the car, and it was suddenly started raining. It was evening time. It became pitch dark, and there was also a sudden appearance of fog and mist. So while we were driving, suddenly this rain came and it became very dark. It was very foggy. We had normal headlights, and those headlights were of no use in that fog. So the visibility was almost zero, and it was raining heavily. And we were in the middle along the ghats, and we really got scared as to what we should do, whether we should go ahead, completely stop. We were worried about stopping because we thought somebody would come and bang from behind. And in some moments, another car just passed by us. It had the fog lights, fog lights. My friend, I was in the back seat, my friend was driving, and he just decided to follow this person. And he just blindly followed him. And he was just, maybe that person was experienced. He was maybe a resident of Mahabaleshwar. And just following him, we passed through the ghats and reached the city. And maybe in the city, once we came, there were lights, and we were then able to make place to my friend's house where we were staying. And whilst we were going, my friend, as we came to the city, he in fact followed that car. And the car, when it stopped, he got out and he went and thanked that driver. And the driver who was driving, the resident, was really surprised. And he says, "What happened?" He says, "You don't know. You provided us the way. You were our guide, and we just blindly followed you, and you brought us into safety." So I think this incident narrates to me that in times of crisis and in times of deep uncertainty and in times of fear, I think it is very important for us to be connected. You never know where there is help coming on the way. And at times you have to seize the opportunity of taking help. And that's the lesson that I drew that time. And I think I would start with that. Okay, all of us in FIFA, we are fortunate that we are part of a community. And I think it is in these very tough, uncertain times, I think the biggest message that I would give is that if you reach out to your friends and other colleagues, I think, you will find somebody is there to guide you through this, difficult path that lies ahead of us. So today we are in what I would say, people have said, at a point of maximum sort of uncertainty, right? And this maximum uncertainty that we have is in, I would say, three dimensions. First is that of about health, okay? the infection which is spreading so rapidly, is it going to affect me, my friends, my family, immediate family members, or my relatives? And thereafter, in case of infection, is, you know, some near or dear one going to be fatally affected by it?
Dhruv, your camera is off. Can you put on your camera, please? Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So can you see me?
No, not now. It's again gone back. Yeah.
Oh,
Now it's fine.
I put on the presentation, it goes off.
Yeah. Don't put on. I'm trying to put on the presentation, so don't do any. I'm trying to put on. You carry on.
Yeah. Let me just open for my reference.
Yeah.
Just give me a minute.
Yeah, Hemant.
Hello. Yeah. Sorry for that break. So we are at a time, as I said, health, economic lockdown. We do not know, you know, some of us are in a red zone, some of us are in an orange zone, some of us in a green zone. We do not know when red will become green. We are also worried whether green can become red. So till the lockdown, that is one dimension of the uncertainty. Then there is also uncertainty related to markets, the markets that we are more directly connected with. Equity bazaar badega, ghatega, debt market mein kya hoega. And what we have seen is just amazing. We saw in March carnage in equities, a 38-40% correction in a span of 1 month. Then we saw a pullback of 20% in the month of April. And now again in May, we have seen a 10% downward correction. While we were struggling with what happened in March in equities, it got followed by panic in the credit markets in April. And for the first time, we saw a virus affecting the mutual fund industry and, you know, leading to the winding up of 6 schemes. So all in all, these have been very unprecedented times. We are very uncertain about what is likely to happen. And the last 2 or 3 months have sort of shown that the market or the sentiment which is arising out of this uncertainty is, you know, being driven either by fear of the virus spreading, the lockdown resulting in a lot of losses, bad debts, you know, reduction in incomes. And of course, there is a possibility of death. And what we are seeing, this fear, to my mind, is, you know, the fear and uncertainty. If we see what is unbelievable is the way what we are seeing is happening with the migrant laborers. I just cannot imagine, say, a family of 3 or 4, you know, just stepping out, walking, wanting to walk from Bombay or Delhi to some place in Uttar Pradesh or Bihar, and willing to walk thousands of kilometers barefooted and in the hot sun without any food or water, you know. So that is the sort of situation a lot of people are finding themselves in, a situation where they feel that is so hopeless at the place where they are, that they are willing to, you know, sort of, you know, move out and willing to walk back, you know, thousands of kilometers where they believe is a safe destination. To some extent, I see that happening in the financial markets where certain clients panic because of this fear and want to move away completely from, say, for example, from mutual funds, and want to completely shift to bank deposits. And I think at the same time, what we also have seen is an element of hope in the last few months. We have seen a lot of news coming that the whole scientific community, the whole the whole academia, governments coming together to collaborate to find a medical solution for the virus. A lot of efforts are going in trying to find a vaccine. And I think there is hope that this will come. One doesn't know the time, but the hope of a medical solution, which would therefore thereafter result in the economic lockdowns being lifted, is, and also the government action that the governments are taking all over the world in terms of the fiscal stimulus, the liquidity infusing, is, in sense of giving hopes that all is not lost. So we are finding this period where there is so much of uncertainty leading to hope and fear. So what should we do in times like this? So I would like to quote a very famous philosopher, Lao Tzu, who said, "Those who have knowledge don't predict. Those who predict don't have knowledge." So I would say in times of such maximum uncertainty, I don't think it is very important that one is able to predict the future very clearly, or that one is able to see the future very clearly. And I think it has been my learning over the last, some of the crises, that initially, like if I go back to 2000 and also to 2008, these are the two crises in terms of financial markets that I was a part of, and the sort of, the sort of downturn that we saw. I mean, there was a need or a desire at my end to, try and listen to all the experts, whether it was on TV or the media, the fund managers, and try and get a view on what is going to happen to the economy, what is going to happen to the markets. And my learning is that it is not very important, that...
Dhruv,
Yeah.
your presentation is on now, so you can just tell which slides so that we can move on.
So
Okay?
you can move to the, I think, second, third, just run through the slides.
Okay, fine. Yep.
So this is what I just covered, that maximum uncertainty, health, lockdown, market. Then I talked about uncertainty in the, move ahead next. I hope everybody is able to see this.
Yep.
Move to the next. Yeah. So the carnage in equities we saw in March. Then we saw the mayhem in credit funds. While we also saw in April a sharp pullback. And now when we come to May, equities are down, but we see a rally in fixed income. So it's all quite very confusing, right? So next slide. So this, what I gather is that, market 3 months in the sentiment swing, from fear to hope, as I explained. Yeah, next. Yeah, move to the next, yeah. Don't try to predict too much, I was trying to say. So I think, at least this time, my learning has been that a lot of it is unpredictable. So I think the first thing is that in an uncertain environment, do not try to focus too much on trying to predict the future. We must accept that a lot of it is unpredictable. A lot of things depend on how things evolve, like, how the medical cure will happen, how governments will lift the restrictions, how governments will act in terms of, stabilizing the economy. So a lot of these are very, very difficult to predict. So I think my lesson is over these years of 2000 and 2008. I mean, if you stick to your discipline, if you stick to your plan, I think that is, more important. And I'll come to little more on that. Correct. So I would say in times of uncertainty, we must realize what are the things that I can control and what are the things I cannot control. I think the epidemic is beyond my control. I think the cure for it is beyond my control. Policy making is also beyond my control. So what is it that I can control? So I can control the way I think, मेरी सोच, मेरी समझ. Then what is it else I can control? I can control to some extent. I can try and influence my clients. But more importantly, I can help, I can spend more time in understanding my clients better. I think it is very important to use this phase to understand your clients, because it is in crisis that the way your clients act, that is the biggest learning for us. Jo risk profile, yeah, whatever, we are told that you run a risk profile of the clients, you ask him questions. Clients answering questions actually does not indicate, uska risk profile, but how he acts in a crisis like this will explain to you the client's risk profile. In a period like this, how does the client react? So understanding the client is within you. What you think and how you manage is within our control. So focus, मेरे हिसाब से 2000, 2008 में मेरे जो समझ थी और what I developed my understanding. 2000 में when the equity markets collapsed, actually till 99, I thought I was a genius. Because जो भी client का पैसा डाला, the way it was going up, I thought I am the genius, And then जब बाजार गिरा in 2001, Y2K का जब crisis हुआ, then you realize, that is the time I realized जो Warren Buffett का saying है कि it is only when the tide goes out that you see कि who was swimming naked. तब जाके मेरे को समझ में आया कि मेरा तो कुछ इसमें contribution ही नहीं था. Market was moving in its own momentum and market was, taking the clients' portfolios up. So that is the time that I spent a lot of time in studying and studying history about the markets, reading about Warren Buffett's letter, and all that over time helped me in developing my own thought process. So I'm saying what we think is the most important thing in the crisis. What you think is what will drive अपना action. So thinking is the most important activity in an uncertain time. Yeah, next, Rupa. So ये मार्गदर्शन, uncertain time में मार्गदर्शन कहाँ से मिलेगा? So जो, yeah, just go ahead. So मेरे को लगता है कि जो आपकी सोच है, आपकी जो हमारे सबकी एक बिलीफ सिस्टम है, वो बहुत जरूरी है. और जो आपके आई वुड से दोस्त, आपकी सोच और आपके जो दोस्त है, तो दोस्त में आई पुट टू कैटेगरीज. कोई some person whom you look up to in your profession, in your life, for whom you look to advice. हर एक के अपनी जिंदगी में means you will have somebody whom you look up to. So a lot of IFAs I know look up to Sanjay Bhai, and आपने अगर संजय भाई, I myself heard Sanjay Bhai recently, and that is the sort of advice that many times it helps us in dealing with this situation. So whoever is your mentor or आपका कोई दोस्त हो, whether it is he's in his profession, he could be a doctor, he could be a lawyer, but I think जो अपना फीफा का टैगलाइन है, जो हम क्लाइंट के लिए बोलते हैं कि सारथी जरूरी है, मेरे हिसाब से ये जो सिचुएशन अनसर्टेन टाइम्स में, जो महाभारत की जो कहानी में कृष्ण जैसा जो योद्धा था, अर्जुन जैसा जो योद्धा था, उसको भी एक मार्गदर्शक चाहिए था. somebody like Krishna to give him advice जब वो कंफ्यूज था. सो आई थिंक अनसर्टन एनवायरनमेंट में अपनी खुद की सोच स्ट्रॉन्ग करनी चाहिए, और उसमें मैंने देखा है 2000 2008 2000 में आई यूज्ड टू वॉक विद अ फ्रेंड ऑफ माइन, ही टोल्ड मी कि वॉरेन बफे को पढ़ो। सो वो मैंने पढ़ा तो इट हेल्प माय थिंकिंग लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए सोचो, मार्केट अलग है, मार्केट ऊपर नीचे जाता है, आप इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो या आप स्पेक्यूलेट कर रहे हो। सो ये जो टेम्परामेंट अपना होता है, इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। देन यू ऑल्सो रियलाइज के क्लाइंट का टेम्परामेंट क्या है। एक तो हमारी सोच है, क्लाइंट क्या सोच रहा है। क्लाइंट का टेम्परामेंट है, ट्रेडिंग का है, स्पेक्यूलेशन का है, लॉन्ग टर्म है, इन्वेस्टमेंट का है। सो ये समझ के हिसाब से वंस यू हैव योर बिलीफ, देन जो करंट सिचुएशन है उसमें you will automatically be able to find के what is the right way ahead. Yeah. So मेरी सोच में, I mean, if I had to put one sentence, जो मेरी सोच है, आपकी सोच, आप हर एक जन की सोच अलग होएगी। ऐसा कोई जरूरी नहीं है कि मैं जो बोल रहा है that is the only way. But I really believe that optimism means, from my last, I'm now reaching 60 years. In this 60 years, the only lesson I've learned that optimism is the only realism. Means ये जो crisis है, I have heard a lot of people saying this is unprecedented. It is unprecedented. हम लोग ने कोई ने ये ऐसी situation नहीं देखी है. But to my mind, the world has gone through much more terrible times than today. Means मैं जब सोचता हूँ कि हम लोग तो, I was not born, but 1947 में India's partition, what it led to. I mean, what sort of a situation was it? Are we in a situation like that? I don't think so. Because we are in a situation where we have decided for our own good कि भाई हम लोग घर में रहते हैं, थोड़ा इनकम कम होएगा. But I'm saying जो इंडिया पाकिस्तान का टाइम हुआ, yeah, I think worse than that. जो Jewish community went through in the Holocaust. I mean, people, millions and millions of people died, families and families ate, and they were taken to concentration camps, they were hungry, cold में, they were tortured. So I think in spite of that, today you look at Israel. I mean, it is at the forefront of development. आप वहाँ पे जाओ तो वो डेजर्ट में they are doing irrigation and they are growing things. So I think human history में, if you look at human society and human history, मेरा तो this is my underlying fundamental belief that you have to be optimistic. That is the only realism. There is no point in being pessimistic. Yes, you need to be realistic, look at the situation. But the fundamental belief, ये एक होना चाहिए, which each one of us has to make up, कि do I believe that the world is going to end or there is hope? So I think if you start with this, कि आपकी सोच अगर fundamental belief system, you strengthen it during this time. Today we are at home, we are not going out. And I think we must use this time, if you have time. I mean, surprisingly, in my case, I find I'm working more. In fact, जब ये lockdown announce हुआ तो मैं मेरे ऑफिस से 2 बैग लेके गया, filled them with books that मैंने पढ़ी नहीं थी. मेरी इच्छा थी that I should read these books. मैं सब books लेके गया, मैं सोचा मैं पढ़ेगा, because अभी काम तो कुछ होएगा नहीं lockdown में. But actually, our markets were not closed. Markets saw unbelievable volatility. So I think all of us had much more stress, lot of work. And in fact, मैंने एक किताब नहीं खोली है, एक पेज नहीं पढ़ा है in these 60 days. So I think, but still I have a belief that 2000 का जो situation था, 2001 to 3, then 2008, I think we have lived through this. तो मेरे को तो बहुत optimism है future में, and that is my underlying So I think ये एक सोच allows one then to move ahead. Yeah, next Rupa. So ये philosophy, it is this, if I am an optimist, it is only that ये जो जॉन टेम्पल्टन का जो saying है, the time for maximum pessimism, like 23rd of March 2020 means आपका belief होना चाहिए to buy, correct? So ये belief, I'm saying कि जो आपकी सोच है उसके हिसाब से आपकी philosophy और approach determine होएगी, correct? I'm not saying this is the right way. अपना as wealth managers actually we don't have to do this, but 23rd of March was the time after मैंने 2008 का situation देख के actually 2000 on 23rd March, like I thought, wow, what a day for somebody who wants to invest. That was what I was thinking. So I think that what मैं share करना चाहता हूँ कि जो philosophy और जो सोच है, it is very important, and that will shape how you manage the uncertainty. Next. So अभी एक सोच के बाद मेरे हिसाब से क्या काम करेगा, तो आई हैव सर्कल में दो भाग है मेरे हिसाब से. मैंने जो देखा कि 2000 या 2008 का क्राइसिस में मेरे लिए क्या काम किया, 2000 में ऐसे मैंने जैसे आई सेड कि मार्च और अप्रैल 2000 में जो क्लाइंट्स मेरे को 6 महीने पहले रोज मिलने के लिए तैयार थे, जब टेक्नोलॉजी बूम हो रहा था, आई रिमेम्बर एवरी मंथ म्यूचुअल फंड का एनएवी, बिरला म्यूचुअल फंड, अलायंस म्यूचुअल फंड का 9%, 10% एक महीने में बढ़ रहा था. क्लाइंट was ready to meet every day. You turn back 1 year next, क्लाइंट को टाइम ही नहीं है ध्रुव को मिलने के लिए, करेक्ट? सो जब वो इंटरेस्ट चला गया तो I spent a lot of time in doing, I won't say hard work in the sense, but I actually did a lot of reading, my thinking, my understanding about markets, about how different asset class work, correct? And learning, I think if you keep learning, so hard work, being honest, and of course luck, I realize okay, without luck, success doesn't come. So on one side is we do hard work, be honest. On the other hand is that what allows you to ride out in a crisis situation like this is adaptability. Every crisis may we as IFAs or advisors or distributors, we have to learn to adapt. जैसे last year April में अपने को एक फटका पड़ा, TERs were cut. बराबर. उसके पहले GST, we have been having a lot of challenges as advisors, so a lot of regulation changes हो रहा है, but we have to adapt, correct? TR cut हुआ, अभी अपना AUM has shrunk because of mark to market. Lot of clients money is stuck into mutual funds, so there is a lot of pushback whether to put in mutual funds. In times like this, I'm saying okay, adaptability, you have to take some initiative, think out of the box, क्या करना चाहिए, how to connect with the customer. मेरे हिसाब से ये लॉकडाउन में each one of us has to think. पहले 2008 का क्राइसिस में हम लोग कस्टमर के ऑफिस जा सकते थे, उसको एक्सप्लेन कर सकते थे, but now you can't do physical meeting. So how to connect? फोन पे, Zoom कॉल पे, but connectedness is the most important factor. मैं आज ही because of this session I was trying to read के Holocaust में जो लोग survive किए, what is it that made those people survive? So ये सब का 1-2 factors, the guy, those people they say who survived, they had all these qualities of adaptability, tenacity, initiative, and 2 other things. most of them were connected to non-Jews. Correct? So connectivity with people, I think, is very important in this lockdown. While we are isolated, हम लोग को we have to remain connected with others, connected with clients, and overall is the single-mindedness of purpose. What will work is that what we have is single-minded के मेरे को मेरा client के पैसे का ध्यान रखने का है, मेरे को मेरा client का ध्यान रखने का है, not only his health but also his wealth. So we must ensure, we must see that he's taking care of his health. इस संजय भाई से मैं बात कर रहा था, he says first thing client को बोलो भैया तू घर पे रहे, तू बाहर मत निकल. So I think that is more important because he has to take care of his health. So I'm saying we have to be single-mindedly having that purpose कि मेरा काम है client का health and wealth का ध्यान रखने का. So single-mindedness of purpose and yeah. Next. So I think three things I want to highlight. In the period of uncertainty, we go back, बहुत prepare. Normally हम लोग, I don't know how many of us, most of us, एक client के साथ अगर plan commit किया है, तो we must stick to the plan. Engage with the client के boss, plan does not need to be changed. Why? अगर आपने 10-20 साल का प्लान बनाया है तो एवरी 10 years में ऐसा सिचुएशन आने वाला है कि वे मार्केट्स फॉल, क्राइसिस अलग अलग आएंगी, क्राइसिस विल बी ऑफ डिफरेंट नेचर. अगर प्लान नहीं है क्लाइंट का इन प्लेस, प्लान मींस व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट, व्हाट इज द पर्पस फॉर विच आप पैसा सेव कर रहे हैं, उसका कोई ऑब्जेक्टिव है. सो वो पर्पस डिफाइन होना चाहिए, वो प्लान होना चाहिए. अगर प्लान नहीं है तो पहले प्लान होना चाहिए, और प्लान बनाने के बाद there has to be a commitment from your side and the client side. So today in an uncertain environment, let's say for example client बोलता है कि मेरे को इक्विटी करना ही नहीं है, करेक्ट, ये बहुत अनसर्टेनिटी है. So you have to engage कि पर्पस क्या है. अगर आपको 10 साल के लिए डालने का है, so you know, engage, get a plan made. When is it that client will want to invest? Engage in discussion कि आप कभी डालेंगे, जब वायरस आएगा तभी डालेंगे, आप वेट करेंगे 2 साल के लिए, या आप स्प्रेड आउट करेंगे instead of trying to make a decision. So that involves a lot of discussion client के साथ. client का समझना बहुत जरूरी है कि उसको क्या, what is driving his fear. So ultimately there are clients who have, मेरे क्लास में one of my clients said मेरे को पूरा पैसा लिक्विड में शिफ्ट करने का है from equity. So I had to engage with him कि भाई equity में if you are so, because he said this in the month of February, before actually the downfall had really gathered momentum. वो बोला कि मेरे को पता नहीं ये वायरस कितना स्प्रेड होएगा, मेरे को रिस्क लेने का नहीं है, पूरा रिटायरमेंट का पैसा है, and I don't want to risk, मेरे को sleepless night नहीं चाहिए. So उसके साथ again I had a discussion कि okay, what will happen, when will you come back? He's saying the moment the virus का या तो cure होता है या 3 महीने में वो कम होता है, you know. So when he said कि 3 to 6 months I will come back, so I said okay, if you're going to come back in 3 to 6 months, तो आप 6 महीने का या 10 महीने का, आप 12 महीने का STP चालू कर दो, आप लिक्विड में चले जाओ. So what I'm saying is preparing a plan. जो भी client का fear है वो आप address कीजिए and ask him. You will be able, हर एक जन के साथ आप एक plan होएगा, he will get committed to a plan, and once he gets committed, you know, it will avoid the peril what I put of procrastination. ये phase में मैं आपको बताएगा मेरा एक client का example. Client बहुत smart था, client had money overseas also. So 2007 में मेरे को पूछता था client के भाई ध्रुव भाई क्या करना चाहिए, तो मैं तो बोलता था इक्विटी लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए अच्छा लगता है, इक्विटी अच्छा लगता है, 10 साल के लिए इक्विटी will give you better return than debt. Actually if you look back, when I look back 2007 से अगर आज December 2007 से if you take today as we speak 13 साल हुए. I think these last 13 years, debt might have given better than equity. But that is if you're making a one-time decision. So वो client ने 2007 में in the month of October, November, December, I did not know. He was asking me, वो कुछ स्विट्जरलैंड गए थे, कुछ सुना होएगा, and he removed all his money from equity. उन्होंने मुझे बताया नहीं. जनवरी टू मार्च जब मेरे से मिलते थे, पूछते थे ध्रुव भाई क्या व्यू है, अपना वही व्यू लॉन्ग टर्म तो अच्छा ही है साहब, इक्विटी इज बेटर देन डेट. देन द मार्केट करेक्टेड जनवरी टू मार्च में. आई थिंक 2007 में 20,000 का इंडेक्स था, जनवरी में बाय मार्च इट वाज 15,000. सो करेक्शन हैड हैपेंड. सो समटाइम अगेन मैं अप्रैल मई में उनसे मिला, तो क्या लगता है, तो मैं बोला साहब अभी तो बाजार गिरा है, अभी तो डालना चाहिए इक्विटी में लॉन्ग टर्म. तो बोलता है ध्रुव भाई मैंने तो आपको बताया नहीं, मैंने तो दिसंबर में मेरा पूरा पैसा इक्विटी से निकाल दिया. बोला अच्छा क्यों? मैं बोलता है मैं स्विट्जरलैंड गया था, उधर वो साहब ने बताया कि भाई वो यूएसए में बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है, ये तो एक्सप्लोड होने वाला है, तो मैंने तो निकाल दिया. अच्छा साहब. तो मेरे को मन में तो मैं सोचा यार ये तो क्लाइंट तो अपने से भी स्मार्ट है, अपने को तो ये दिखा नहीं. सो दिस वाज व्हेन द मार्केट 15,000 का सेंसेक्स वुड हैव बिकम 12-13,000. फिर अक्टूबर लेमन क्राइसिस हुआ, मार्केट वेंट टू 8,000. सो 8-9,000 इंडेक्स में मैं क्लाइंट को मिला, तो मेरा साहब आप तो एकदम स्मार्ट निकले साहब, आप तो सबसे ज्यादा स्मार्ट निकले, आपने तो 50% बचा दिया, अभी तो डाल दो आप. आपने 20,000 में बेच दिया सब, अभी आपको 9,000 में मिल रहा है, तो आप पूरा का पूरा ले लो वापस. तो मिलता है नहीं ध्रुव भाई आपको मालूम नहीं है. मेरे को बोला ये तो और लफड़ा है, पूरा दुनिया डूबने वाला है. सो ही गेव सम नंबर कि इतना हो जाएगा, ऐसा हो जाएगा. तो आप बिलीव नहीं करेंगे, वो 2009 का 9,000 का इंडेक्स आज हो गया है 30,000, फिर भी वो क्लाइंट हैज नॉट कम बैक इनटू इक्विटी. तो क्या है, आई एम सेइंग द पेरिल ऑफ प्रोक्रेस्टिनेशन. आप डिफर करेंगे डिसीजन मेकिंग, तो इट इज लाइक दैट कि एक बार आपका राइट हुआ, बट आपने परमानेंट, आप ट्रेन से उतर गए, आप वहीं के वहीं रह गए. सो आई एम सेइंग मेकिंग अ प्लान इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन टाइम्स ऑफ अनसर्टेनिटी. इक्विटी मार्केट्स, डेट मार्केट्स में सब में अनसर्टेनिटी है, लाइफ में अनसर्टेनिटी है. आई थिंक दिस होल क्राइसिस में पीपल से अनसर्टेनिटी, बट आई थिंक लाइफ एंड डेथ इज ऑल्सो, हम लोग we live our lives, we don't live our lives as if we are going to die tomorrow. But investing में अभी सब ऐसे ही कर रहे हैं. Investing में people are acting as if their world is going to end, means we are going to die tomorrow. So I am saying ये we have to educate customers कि आपका टाइम होराइजन क्या है, क्राइसिस क्या है, एस्टिमेट कीजिए. आई थिंक मेरे समझ में what is required is कि जब आप प्लान बनाओ तो भाई प्लान में इनफ लिक्विडिटी है. आई थिंक सच अ सिंपल फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग लोग का करते हैं, हम लोग को बोलते हैं यू कीप 1 ईयर या 2 साल का एक्सपेंस साइड में. तो लास्ट 8-10 ईयर से ऐसा लगता था कि ऐसा क्यों पैसा रखने का साइड में 2 साल का. बट टुडे यू सी लॉट ऑफ पीपल, समटाइम्स किसी का जॉब जाएगा या किसी का बिजनेस में नहीं है, so contingency fund will come into play. So this is the peril of procrastination. Then is the power of pre-commitment. Pre-commitment is actually, मैं realize किया है कि my learning is कि good times में हम लोग enough काम नहीं करते हैं to highlight the risk. ये जो भी crisis होता है, crisis happens more because of the surprise element. What is risk? Risk is the surprise element. January, February में जो हुआ, February to March, it was most of a shock. The way the virus, this thing. तो if we educate our clients, means मैं जब देखता हूँ कि बॉस मार्केट इक्विटी मार्केट एवरी 8-10 years करेक्शन होता है 40-50%. It's part of the game, you know. In spite of that 40-50% correction, as I said कि जो सोच है कि अल्टीमेटली इक्विटी बढ़ेगा 10-20 साल में, 20 years में, तो मेरे हिसाब से वो टाइम फ्रेम इज इम्पोर्टेंट. एंड इफ यू आर प्री कमिटेड मीन्स पहले से यू हैव टू टेल clients prepare themselves for this. Second is even now, that was I'm saying the plan and commitment. Getting the client to agree to a plan and making him commit to a strategy is very important. Yeah. Next. So this is, you know, investing is all about making, you know, rational decisions. सोच समझ के means इन्वेस्टिंग करने का है वो दिमाग से करने का है, दिल से नहीं. सो आई थिंक ये मेरी बड़ी वन बिग लेसन इज दिल से नहीं दिमाग से. बट जो इमोशनली डिसीजन मेकिंग होता है ना, वो क्राइसिस में बहुत जल्दी आपका डिप्लीट हो जाता है रिसोर्सेज. जो माइंड का जो कैपेसिटी है टू थिंक इमोशनली इन क्राइसिस, इन स्ट्रेस, यू लूज दैट. बट इफ यू आर थिंकिंग रैशनली, you will not get tired or fatigued. तो क्या है कि if you are thinking rationally, तो जैसे ये situation uncertain है, you have to think कि there is a possibility that yes, crisis will unfold. There is a possibility that crisis will be resolved. तो वो when you think both the things together, put in your mind the frame, what are the possibilities, what is the probability, क्या होने वाला है. What is the probability? लोग सोचते ही नहीं है कि what is the chance of something happening, you know. So what is the chance that is going to happen and how much, you know, things are going to become worse. Yeah. Next. So, you know, I've just put this picture. It is so dark, you know, and actually today you can't see that, you know, sometimes people cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel. But when things are the most darkest, you know, I mean, light does come. Yeah, just press, just move ahead. So I'm saying market भी ऐसा है, market does not turn when it sees light actually. Market will turn before that. Because जो common knowledge है of all market participants, that will be faster than what each one of us can see. And therefore, again, as I said, you always look at the bright side of life. I think that helps in, you know, keeping your decision. Yeah. Next. At the same time, when you're optimistic, I would again say, okay, don't invest just on hope, you know. So खाली दिल से नहीं, दिमाग से काम करने का. And as I say, we are fortunate, I think, in FIFA, we have a large number of great, good people, IFAs, people who are practicing successfully, very knowledgeable. So, you know, that is what I like this quote of Bill Gates. We must surround ourselves with people who challenge us, teach us, and push us to do the best. And I think while we cannot meet in person, I think, you know, we can remain connected. So as I said, two other quotes, मेरे को बहुत, some of the things is that I will again emphasize the Howard Marks का statement है कि you cannot predict, but you can prepare. And that is what a plan always is, even without a crisis being. हम लोग जो भी client के लिए करते हैं, उससे बात करके, उसका need समझ करके, we plan. That is more important. than trying to predict के market क्या करेगा. And it is important to know where you are. Means current situation is very important to know आज का client का position क्या है, कहाँ उसका पैसा है, कहाँ उसका assets है, कहाँ कितनी उसकी liability है, is something happening to his income, to his business. Knowing where you are, focus on, you know, understanding that rather than trying to predict the future. And therefore, again, prediction में, you know, आदमी मोटा है कि पतला है, you don't need to know, you know, वो 76 है या 78 है, you know, वो समझ में आता है. Means crisis में I'm saying आप इतना, you know, कि market overvalued है, सस्ता है, ये सब, you know, broadly अपने को समझ में आ जाता है. So I think understanding the client का profile क्या है, so ये period में again कि rather than trying to figure out uncertain time में आगे चल के क्या होएगा, उससे much better to focus client का investments आज कहाँ पे है, आज की position क्या है, client को क्या expectation है, client का fears क्या है. Very important today to understand what is the fear that the client has. If you will have discussion on the fear part, let him express all his fears and you prepare a plan to overcome all that. Yeah. So again, more information need not be better. Focus on what really matters. And as I said, focus on the client, focus on his existing investments and follow a checklist, follow a process, follow a procedure. You know, I think that helps. So, जो भी आप कर रहे हैं कि have a process. So, I won't get into this. I'm saying कि जब भी client का investment करते हैं, uncertainty में remember there is risk and there is return. There is downside, there is upside in doing anything. But all this, you know, the biggest factor I think which we don't pay attention is the time factor. Investment horizon क्या है? बहुत simple चीज है कि आप daily returns of the Sensex देखेंगे every day. If you have to predict कि बाजार आज ऊपर जाएगा कि नीचे जाएगा, daily return, so it is almost exactly 50% of the times market is up, 50% of the time market is down. तो क्या है, आज बाजार क्यों ऊपर गया और आज बाजार क्यों नीचे गया का कोई मीनिंग नहीं है. It is like throwing a coin. When you extend the period to 1 year, एक साल, then the chance of the market being up is almost 70-75%. 25% the chance is that it will be down. So आप जैसे time horizon लंबा करेंगे तो lot of things में risk कम हो जाता है. Time many times reduces the risk. So I think uncertain time में आपको risk, return और time factor is very important to consider when you are thinking of making any decision. Yeah. So run through. I think I've come through the end. Just you can run through.
Yep.
So ये chart, I mean, lot of people, I mean, ये सब हम लोग ने देखा है. But I just wanted to say कि in the last 40 years, there have been 6 instances where market has fallen more than 40%. And in 3 of those instances, the market fell by more than 50%. So this year in March, market almost fell by 40%. But all those 40% जो red line है, if you see the red, those are all the corrections. But you see the green and the chart, you know, अभी ये जो cliff है, red एक एकदम sharp fall हुआ है, that is the current this thing. So as I said कि जो fundamental belief है कि next 10-20 years, 10 साल भी नहीं, 20 साल में it is an upward sloping curve. And one doesn't have to think of what will happen next, you know. Yeah. Plus, I think, yeah. Okay, so these were my few thoughts. We can open it up to question answers.
Thanks, Dhruv. I think there is only one question which is popping on the screen. Is basically which talks about, of course, the Templeton issue, which says that how and what are you communicating to the client affected by Franklin fiasco?
So, as I said, the Franklin episode is unfortunate. It's an outcome of panic, I think. One thing that I'm trying to communicate is that what is written in the media of, you know, quality, low quality papers. So one is that when you talk of quality and non-quality papers, what I want all of you to share is what I think is that BBB plus and above is classified as investment grade papers. India as a country is rated BBB. So India is just, you know, coming at the level of a BBB investment grade paper. And if you see all the credit risk funds, which are supposedly to have low quality papers across the industry and including Templeton, they have 98-99% of the papers which are investment grade. They might not be AAA. So I think this is the first communication that we must tell to our clients, that the money which is there in Templeton is not in junk papers. In USA, you have a market for junk bonds. That is papers which are below investment grade. So one is that. The second is that what has happened is there has been an unprecedented run in case of Templeton. Maybe their corpus was 50 or 45,000 crores in the month of March. And in the next 1 month, they received redemptions of about maybe 20-25,000 crores. And obviously, I would say that sort of redemption pressure on any fund or any scheme can create, you know, problems. So this is something which, if you explain, is an outcome of the pandemic and the crisis resulting from that, and the markets freezing up. That is one. The second is that as Templeton has decided to wind up, what is happening is that you can't redeem. So you have to look into clients who had made a long-term allocation to these funds, who are maybe not going to redeem for the next 3 years or so. To them, you need to explain that yes, while redemption is not there, we did not need the money, and most likely all the money will come back in the next 1 to 3 years. A lot of people, clients want to know कि पूरा पैसा आएगा, कम आएगा. Very difficult, but to my mind, basically the reason that Templeton has done is just because of the redemption pressure. I think if the redemption pressure is not there and they can liquidate in a normal market environment, I'm explaining to clients, most likely you will get back your money. So the lesson that I have learned is that I'm saying going forward is again the principle of diversification. We are investing our clients' money into mutual funds. For what purpose? We are investing because of professional management, liquidity, And third is diversification. If a client was to himself invest in one paper, whether it be a bond or a security, there is a huge concentration risk. So that is the reason why we ask clients to put money into mutual funds, and we divide the client's money into 3 or 4 or 5 funds. I think that one lesson for me is that even when you look at a category of a fund, आप अगर client को divide कर रहे हैं in equity, आप equity में decide कीजिए कि you are putting money in a large cap, multi cap, mid cap, small cap. In each category, I think we should divide the client's money into 3 or 4 funds. Same way in debt. Earlier, I used to think that debt you can just put in 1 or 2 funds. Liquid fund, if you're putting, just put in 1 liquid fund. Doesn't matter. But the lesson I learned is that you don't know. Sometimes there are certain events which happen which one can't predict. And that is what we must accept. We can't predict everything. And therefore, diversification is one way by which you can reduce. You cannot eliminate the risk, but you can reduce. So I would say 2 things. One is that to communicate to clients, I think that most likely they will get back their money over the next whatever 1 to 3 years, depending on the scheme. The second is for us as advisors, just check whether we had done a proper sort of a diversification. If not, in future, we should try and diversify across fund houses and across schemes.
So Dhruv, I'm going to the next question. There are a lot of questions on the news which is floating on, saying that from yesterday about AMC's moving risky papers from credit risk funds to hybrid funds. There's a lot of, on WhatsApp groups and everything. So people have a question. What's your view? Is it right? It's wrong? Or how do you respond to that?
So I think inter-scheme transfers is something which one cannot pass any general comments, whether it is right or wrong. Typically, I would say that a fund house would do an inter-scheme transfer typically where you have redemption in one fund, correct? And in the other fund, you have excess cash, a paper which is illiquid, which rather than liquidating in the market at a distressed price, you transfer it to your scheme. I don't see anything wrong in that. Obviously, earlier, I believe many years back, there used to be allegations in terms of these transfers not being at arm's length or being done with a view to, help a particular scheme, maybe show better returns. Now that is possible, maybe say in a equity fund, some share, I don't know, today's markets are also much more transparent. You transfer one share from one fund to another fund, which you expect to do better and shore up the performance of that fund. So I think these are a lot of all this is very speculative without any basis. So I would say that per se inter-scheme transfers, there are regulations to govern these inter-scheme transfers. These would be audited by the regulators periodically. And therefore, I would per se not be so much perturbed about it. Now, for example, if I, let us say A minus sort of a paper, which again is investment grade, which is lying in a credit risk fund, is transferred, say, to a balance fund or a hybrid fund, correct? Now, if I am, so the question is that if I'm in a credit risk fund, did I want it to be transferred? Am I objecting to that? Or if I'm an investor in the balance fund, then am I objecting to that? So I think it would be very specific to the case. If I have invested in a balance fund and my assumption is that the debt portfolio of that balance fund, I have been communicated is always going to be AAA. And then suddenly now I find that there is a minus paper, then I would have objections that is not as per the mandate, that is not as per my understanding. But without looking at the specific facts, is it adversely affecting anyone? I mean, I would not, I would not, I would not jump to conclusions. So I
Okay,
would,
Dhruv. Yeah.
yeah.
Carry on.
So, I mean, one should look at, I mean, I believed all along in FIFA, what we have believed is that look at evidence, look at data, and then, pass judgments. So in this particular case, I would say, okay, unless, I mean, if you ask my own views, unless we see the facts, data, I would not want to, sort of pass
Sure.
any judgment.
Sure. Got it, Dhruv. There's an interesting question which says that what is your stand on debt allocation post Franklin episode? This comes from Vishal Dalal.
So this is my own personal view. I mean, as I said, कि ये मेरी सोच है. Each one should decide his own, develop his own conviction. Over the last few years in my clients, I have been trying to say that you must have a balanced allocation in debt also. So debt may, I think I look at debt may, what is the risk when I invest in debt? Normally debt may, it is for safety. Equity may, you're putting money for returns. So when I'm looking at debt, I want to focus, okay, what is the risk? So what I have understood over this, okay, there are three types of risk. First is the interest rate risk. That is, if interest rates go up, your fund will give you less returns. Second is the credit risk. If a company defaults in which you have lent money, and that will bring down your return. And third, which we are realizing now, which I had always thought, the liquidity risk. So I remember with a lot of my friends discussing with Templeton, okay, what if there is a run on your fund? You have a lot of illiquid paper. And the fund manager says, if there is a run on the fund, nothing. I mean, I can't do anything. But I think I never really thought that a mutual fund will really run into a liquidity risk. But we've seen that happening. So I think if you have to divide a client's portfolio, if he has to put 100 rupees into debt, I think you should divide into these three categories. You should put, I don't know, I'm saying by default, put one third in all three categories. One third you put into long duration where there is interest rate risk, correct? One third you put into for safety, correct? There is no credit risk, a AAA sort of portfolio. One third you put into a credit risk portfolio. So you need to divide. The lesson also from that is that wherever you are dividing, again within that you divide between 3 or 4 funds. So that something going wrong, we have seen, say in case of long duration funds, some fund manager gets the call wrong. And if you put all your money into one, then the returns look very bad against the rest of. So I think in debt, if the objective is not to get very high returns, but to get optimum results. So this is what I think, one should divide in 3 or 4 buckets. And whatever way you look at it, but this is the way I look at it.
Dhruv, the next question actually comes from if money is for 20 years, okay, and clients is aggressive, how asset allocation should apply? Should it be 100% equity or allocate money according to the market valuation?
So, एक minute, I'm just filling out some data.
Yeah. Through some few people want to see the last slides that you have posted. Should I put it back on this thing?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
there are some charts, last two charts. Let me just put it on this thing now. The market's gone up and down.
So, on this question of 20 years, so I think it is very important. Two things. One is time period, if you have defined as 20 years. So, very important is that are you or the client going to get affected by what, say for example, this chart shows these falls, there are very sharp falls of 40 and 50%. And in the next 20 years, I mean, I am very sure, besides this, if we have to look at the next 20 years, there will be a correction of 40, 50%. So if one is able to live with it, then clearly you need to put your money into equities. Again, I'm saying is more important is the objective. Is the objective that you want the money to grow? The client doesn't want the money to grow, for example. I'm saying it all depends on his comeback. Start with the client and what his expectation is, that what should be the money after 20 years. For example, if the client wants, that is 100 rupees becomes only 200 rupees in 20 years. So you put in a debt fund, 100 का 200 हो जाएगा 20 साल में. So I'm saying it's very important to understand the client's objective. So if you ask me, मेरे को 20 साल के लिए डालने का है, तो भाई I think बॉस इक्विटी में ही डालने का, क्या देखने का, कुंभकर्ण के जैसा. बट मेरे को I should have the mindset of a कुंभकर्ण. Can I go to sleep? I will not see my NAV for 14, 15 years. Do I have that temperament? So, ये development बहुत important है. Lot of my clients, when they want to put money in equity, I say कि आप equity में आएंगे, आप 100 रुपया देंगे. Next day you must think कि मेरा पैसा हो गया 75. क्यों? पूछो क्यों? Because बाजार तो गिरने ही वाला है next year from high to bottom. 20% तो correction होना ही है in any year. So if I put 100 rupees today, most likely I'm going to see an NAV of 80 rupees. So वो temperament होना चाहिए. I think if that, so वो checklist कीजिए आप. Client के साथ मिलने के आपके पास checklist होना चाहिए to be sure कि ये क्लाइंट 20 साल के लिए डालने के लिए तैयार है. क्लाइंट को चार्ट दिखाइए कि ऐसा 20 साल में बाजार 50% गिरता है, 20% गिरता है. आर यू रेडी टू गो थ्रू दिस ड्राइव? तो क्या है, जर्नी जो है अपने को जाने का है फ्रॉम बॉम्बे टू न्यूयॉर्क. बट इफ आई टेल यू दैट वन इज यू आर गोइंग टू गेट अ स्मूथ राइड, बट इफ यू आर गोइंग टू गेट अ वेरी जर्की राइड, every 3 hours you're going to go zoop down and then zoop up. Aapka heartbeat, people can have a heart failure. So I hope that answers the question.
Okay. Dhruv, there's one question which pertains to small and mid cap, which says 3 years returns of small and mid cap funds are between -30 to -50% in absolute terms. People have invested with 5 to 10 years horizon, but now they are panicking. Any new idea to pacify them as fear is absolute? This is from Paresh Suptankar.
small and mid cap again, it's the classic, fear and hope. जो आदमी को fear है, then he should run from small and mid cap, because everybody is talking that big will survive and small will collapse. I don't think myself. I mean, I went back to 2000 and again, I think a lot of this, one should go back to history. What happens? I mean, India may you have that, grocery. We have the Kirana store. इंडिया में वॉलमार्ट आके इनको कुछ is not going to sort of remove all the kirana walas. So I think the small and medium enterprises, their financial strength of course is weaker than the large caps. There will be a greater fatality. जैसे ये disease में आप देख रहे हैं कि there is a mortality rate. So small and mid cap में mortality rate is going to be higher than large cap. But as a category, the small and mid cap is going to survive. And to my mind, the many times we can't figure out price में already उतना damage हो गया है. So when I look back, if you go back to 2007, 8 and 9, so 2008 में जो collapse हुआ, the mid caps, I mean the large caps collapsed by maybe 55-60% and the small cap collapsed by maybe 80%. But the next year when you see the recovery, you see that the large caps recovered by maybe 60% and the mid and small caps recovered by 90%. So I would say risk reward is there. There is a greater risk investing in mid and small cap, but the reward will also be more if they survive. So I think I would say I'm not in the camp to be for small cap or against that. I think the lesson learned is be balanced in your allocation. Most important is that money is made long-term equities. The asset class gives money, and therefore more important is to be in that asset class.
Through this, one more question, which basically talks about what type of equity funds that you should sell. Is it the size of the fund or the AMCs with big AUM, small AUMs, or anything specific that you have, and how do you choose?
I don't want to give specific names because saying one versus another, but I think, I would say, when we are giving money to a fund, I think most important what we must think is that when I enter into a relationship with the client, what am I telling him? That trust me. Correct? Underlying is the trust. Now he will trust you because he has two things. He has confidence in your knowledge, ability, and also honesty and relationship. I think these two factors, same way when we suggest that you give money to a particular fund or thereafter to the scheme, I think we have to develop our own confidence. Do I trust them? That is point number one. Second is, are they competent? Point number two. So first is the trust. Can I trust these people? So for example, Rupa raised the issue of inter-scheme transfer. If I trust the fund house, I won't be bothered about inter-scheme transfers. Then I know that whatever they are doing is for the interest of the unit holders. They are not doing for their own some personal benefits. So I think trust, and then second is competence. And I think issues of large size, small size, I don't think is that relevant in the Indian context. I think there are a large number of fund houses. And I mean, I was talking to Sanjay Bhai the other day, and I agree with him that if you look at 20 years data, you look at performances of schemes which are in existence for 20 years, the difference in return narrows, between if you select 4 or 5 fund houses. See, there will be a difference between the best fund and the worst fund. But again, if you're following a principle of prudence and dividing in 4 or 5 funds, so I would say, the difference narrows. So again, I'm saying ये सोच very important है कि हम लोग का काम क्या है. How much importance do you think that your work is related to suggesting a scheme? Is that your work? I think it is more important for us what the client wants, what the client's end goal is. And to reach that end goal, the most important decision is equity mein kitna, debt mein kitna. And if you suggest him mutual fund, the vehicle, such an ideal vehicle, I would say just think that to my mind, there is so much of this thing for the people. क्या बोल रहे? Frontline medical, what do जो आज frontline they are fighting, in spite of the COVID disease, for the health of the people. वैसे we are the frontline workers to protect the client's wealth. वैसा कोई bugle नहीं बजाता है कि हम लोग जो काम करें, are you really, means if the objective is to protect his wealth, are we acting as that shield, to protect him? Then most important is, guiding his behavior, ensuring that he remains with the plan. Because if you see simple thing like, doing exercise, person cannot do on his own. If he wants to reduce weight, he has to go to the gym, he needs an instructor. So जो सारथी जरूरी है for financial health of a person, unless that relationship is, the crux, then the selection of the scheme becomes very much less important. Then it becomes, I would say that the जो time horizon है 10-20 years, it is like, if you start thinking that after 20 years, whom would you, how many friends would you have? Whom will you rely on? You would count, people on your fingers, maybe 5 people, 10 people who will rely on. So same way, selection of schemes, I'm saying is, this is the longer the time horizon, this becomes more important.
Thanks, Dhruv. There's a question of, obviously there's a lot of question on debt, especially saying that going forward. There's one question which talks about saying that with the present scenario that is happening, how will a client trust in a debt funds through, and what do you think which are the different kinds of debt which the IFA fraternity friends here can actually look at as an asset allocator?
So you're saying which debt funds?
Not debt, category of debt funds. And how do you build the confidence back with the kind of thing, with the kind of carnage that happened in last month, and also with the kind of lock-in by the 6 schemes? I think that how do you build the confidence?
See, one thing is that we all must accept that confidence which is shaken will take time to build. First thing is, we must be willing to give the customer also time. But what is it that we can do? I'm saying is that first is, equip yourself with data. कि simple thing, debt में what is the AUM? 12 लाख करोड़, 11 लाख करोड़ का AUM है डेट में. How much money has got locked up? 25,000 crores. So I mean 12 लाख करोड़ में 2% का AUM में प्रॉब्लम हुआ. 2% का AUM के लिए आप 98% को you will say कि it is cancerous. इंडिया में 3% आज mortality rate है. So therefore we are all okay, you know, कि the virus is not spreading. Correct? So I'm saying okay, there was a problem, but it was an isolated problem. And I think these examples of this epidemic are very important. कि what do you do in an epidemic? What you do is कि जिधर प्रॉब्लम है आपने उसको क्वारंटाइन कर दिया. तो यहाँ तो टेम्पल्टन ने खुद को ही क्वारंटाइन कर दिया. We didn't have to do it. So those 6 schemes are quarantined, isolated. They are isolated so that they will not affect the rest of the 98% of the AUM. Second is you look at the remaining portion of the AUM, as I said, the remaining portion of the 11 lakh crore ka AUM, out of that 90% is AAA equivalents. तो कोई क्वेश्चन ही नहीं है. I mean safety का, liquidity का, there is no issue. First thing is, do you believe? Whether अपना खुद का conviction है तो ये सब data होना चाहिए. Go and show the data to the clients कि what are you worried about? What are you afraid about? You think Reliance Industries is going to go bankrupt? You think NHPC? You see the top holding. You think ये सब bankrupt होने वाले हैं क्या? So then the banks will also go bankrupt. So I'm saying there is this thing ke today, I mean, I'm saying one is in the whole debt fund category, and what I am saying is today कि भाई आज overnight में 2.45% मिल रहा है, liquid में 4.5 मिल रहा है. That is your parking zone, जिसको कुछ नहीं करने का है. Procrastination. There is going to be a huge cost of procrastination in life. आपको अगर डिजीज हुआ है और आप उसका क्योर नहीं करेंगे तो you will face the consequences. So if you have money and you have excess money, which let us say you don't need for consumption, तो अगर आप उसका कुछ करेंगे नहीं, इन्वेस्ट नहीं करेंगे तो उसका वैल्यू कम होते जाएगा ना. That's simple. It will deteriorate. So financial health of a person can also deteriorate in a times like this if you are not proactive. In every crisis there is opportunity. So it's a trade, and I'm saying today is a classic. Means जो आदमी को fear है, भैया credit से fear है तो guilt fund है. There is no credit risk. हाँ, but interest rate risk है. But I'm saying client से समझना चाहिए what is he worried about. So even in debt, I'm saying what is the client, what does he need? Does he need this money now, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 3 years? So there are a lot of products. I think products का कमी नहीं है, but for us to understand the need and be sure, in debt you should be able to be reasonably sure. You can be 90-95% sure what return the client will get. Correct? And clients are not asking that you give me the highest return in debt. So बहुत simple है. If you understand client का need क्या है, कि client का पैसा बैंक का FD में पड़ा है 5.5-6%. If he's getting 6-7%, doesn't matter, let it remain in bank. But if he's getting only 3%, 4%, you can suggest products which will, where you're almost sure that उतना तो मिलेगा ही. So a lot of opportunity hai, I think, in the debt market. बहुत simple है, because debt is a product which can be sold easily when there is fear. जब fear है तभी लोग debt देखते हैं. When there is greed, people want to put in equity.
Through the next question comes saying that considering the current scenario, what should be the ideal period of STP?
So the ideal period of STP should depend on your ideal view के vaccine कब आएगा.
Okay, so you put it in a very short and sweet kind of an answer. The second question follows from the same IFA. His name is Ashwin. While planning retirement goal, do you consider gilt funds?
देखो मेरा तो I mean now you ask me retirement, but retirement का period क्या है? अगर 30 साल का period है तो I will not look at any debt funds.
Gilt.
No debt means.
Okay.
If it is 30 years, but if it is 10 years, 20 years, I would look at it. The second is, even if it is 30 years, I'm again coming back to this question. What is it that the client wants? Client ka objective. I'm just saying today a 30-year GSEC, let us say, is yielding say 6.5%. Correct? Today. So if लगभग 10 साल में पैसा डबल होएगा. So in 30 years, his 100 rupees will become 800 rupees. At the end of that retirement, if that 800 rupees is adequate for him, for all his objectives and goals, then you have to bring that to his attention. Boss, आपको कुछ नहीं करने के, आप इधर डाले तो आपका ये 100 का 800 हो जाएगा. बराबर? And you have to engage in a discussion. Okay, what are you giving up? If you have to put money into equity instead of 6.5, you might end up with 10. So I'm saying that requires a discussion with the client. I'm saying this is what I've learned now. Pehle I used to think that ये number ही work करने का, equity long term है तो equity में ही डालने का. So I think more and more I realize that our job is to understand what the client sometimes not only wants, but what is it that the client needs. So it's a two-way process. Sometimes client has not thought through about inflation, cost of living kitna badega. He's not, so I think it's an iterative process. And I'm saying that is where understanding the client is important, because I mean, if you have to think completely rationally, if you're putting money for 30 years, if you do a rolling data analysis for the last 30 years, you find that equity has always beaten debt over 30 years. It need not be true for even 20 years. 20 years where there will be chances, 1% chance that equity has given less return than debt. But it could be 1%, 2%, 3%.
The next question, Dhruv, I think this will be the last one which I want to take, which is, how can we avoid falling into herd mentality, especially in times like this when there is a greed and fear within us? Greed of fear within us. This is from Naman Jain.
So I think, as I said, most important is to try and think rationally, thinking, reflect. I think each of us as human beings have an ability to think, and rather than being reactive, we should always try and be a little proactive. Apply your mind, look at the data yourself. Investing is more about, data, probability, and the more simple you make it in terms of trying to align with the goal of the client. See, the time horizon I'm saying, herd mentality, the first thing is to get a fix on the time horizon. Client का time horizon क्या है और client का goal क्या है. Once you do that, you don't have to follow the herd, you have to follow the client का need.
Dhruv, I'm sorry, there's one last question which has just popped up now, which is, which one is better, a PMS or a mutual fund?
I'm again saying, okay, the structure is not important, the asset class is important. If you are saying PMS, I presume you're talking of equity. So whether you look at equity funds, whether you look at direct shares, or you look at PMS, ultimately the return will come from the asset class. So I'm saying focus on the asset class. That is one. Second is, once you decide that for a client, it does not make sense to do on his own investing, because investing is now become a specialist job. It is to be entrusted to specialists. Like medicine, you will not, if you have a problem, you will go to the doctor. So same way, investing has to be done by a specialist. And I think therefore the selection of the person who's going to manage the money becomes very important. Whether you look at the pedigree in case of a fund house or a PMS provider, what is the pedigree, the background, and then the person. So I think more and more, I think see pedigree and an institutional setup become more and more important the longer your time horizon is. So I think you must look at, the long the time horizon, I think if it is an institutional setup, who is the person, I think it boils down to that being more important rather than the structure.
So thank you, Dhruv. I think I've covered most of those questions. It's almost 5:40. And thank you so much, friends. Last few words and we can wind up, Dhruv.
So I would again say, Kate, I think what I would end by saying that this Margdarshan in times of uncertainty, I think if you connect with your friends, people in the industry, and with your clients, I think remaining connected, focusing on the goal and the objective of the clients, I think will help you in formulating a plan. Make a plan. Make a plan for your clients, even if he wants to create liquidity, even if he wants to move. So planning is very important, and getting him committed to the plan will ensure that, you make the decisions which help him in, safeguarding his wealth as well as growing that.
Thank you, Dhruv. Thank you, friends. Thank you for being with us. And I'm sure we'll come out with some more of these kind of events and then every month. Thank you. Thank you, Dhruv.
Thank you.